Hello, Saturnians! So, today I want to show you how I use clarification cards in a tarot reading. So, I'll be using my Victorian Fairy Tarot. I always pick one tarot deck to be the main deck, and then I use a separate deck to work as my clarification cards. So I think this one deck is really lovely. And this is one of the decks that I selected to use this month. It's really beautiful. And what I do is I select a second deck, and this one is the mini fairy tarot that I already showed in another video. And I'll use it as my clarification cards. I think these two decks, because they are around the same theme, they work really well together. And I'll use the example of a reading that I did just in the past 3 days, using this deck for my client. And this is what happened. She was having a situation with her sister. Her sister had moved in with her recently. Her sister was going through some trouble. And so she accepted her sister in her house, but they were arguing a lot. A lot of, old traumas were surfacing. She was feeling that she was not getting along with her sister. And then she asked me for advice because she could not simply kick her sister out. Her sister was going through a lot of trouble in life. So I chose this spread for her because it's always on point, it's simple, and it gives me the reasons why this is happening, what to do, and the outcome. So I had her pick all the cards as I do normally, and I'm gonna show you now what cards came up and how we use the clarification cards. So these are the cards that she picked. And the first card is the issue, the situation, what's going on. And then she got the Seven of Spring. In this deck is the Seven of Wands, which is perfect really to illustrate what was going on. It is a card a little bit about self-defense, and this is what was happening. And the cause was Ace of Swords, a problem in the way they communicated. What caused this problem was that something wasn't communicated properly before her sister moved in. And the consequence is now my client was feeling like this little fairy in this in this card, like the Ten of Swords. Okay. But as an advice, we got the Hanging Fairy or the Hanged Man, and we were both a little confused. Does that mean that she should do nothing about it? That she should endure? Because this is a card about endurance, right? And the outcome was the Wheel of Fortune, which was also a little confusing because how being the Hanged Man could lead to the Wheel of Fortune. I mean, how doing nothing could lead to change. So we had the cause, which is the Ace of Swords, communication. The consequence, she wasn't feeling okay with that. The advice, do nothing, endure. And the outcome, Wheel of Fortune, something is gonna change. So I picked my clarification deck to ask clarification about the Hangman and the Wheel of Fortune. So what I did here is I shuffled the cards normally, as I usually do. But in this case, I didn't have enough space to, lay the cards and have my client pick the cards. So what I do is I shuffle, and as I shuffle, I tell the deck that I want my clarification cards to be at the top of the pile. So as I shuffle, I keep telling this to the deck. My clarification cards needs to be at the top. So this one. And in this case, I got the Eight of Cups. So I said, aha, okay, so she should do nothing about it because her sister was going to leave. Something was going to happen and her sister was going to decide to leave on her own. She should do nothing because it would be her sister's decision and that would lead to the Wheel of Fortune, but I still wanted explanation about that. And then I got the Lovers. And now that's the funny part. A couple of days after this reading, my client told me that her sister informed her that she was moving out because she was going to live with her new boyfriend. He offered her a place to live. So that's it. I hope it was helpful. I think it's a great idea to have a mini deck as clarification card for space reasons as well. And I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.